Talking with Roger Tomlinson, Positive Action Group, and I think it's fair to say you're probably leading from the front on freedom of information requests to government. You're one of the groups that takes an interest. Would that be fair to say? And you know how to do it. And that's really, I think, what we're going to talk about today is how to go about this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that we campaigned hard to get the Act in place, and it was successful. And I think it's been proven to be successful in the last 2 years it's been in operation.
And that's why you're the perfect man to talk to. How has it been an interesting journey, an easy journey to get information you want now, this way, with this Act in place?
I think we're still in a period of adjustment, because not only has the public got to know what is involved in making a request, I think public authorities need to know how to respond to public requests, because we've noticed there has been a variance in the way different government departments, for example, respond to any request.
What are your big successes? What have you found out that without that it would probably never have found its way into the public domain?
Well, I just want to correct you on something earlier you said. We don't make a great deal of requests.
Yeah.
We do not. We just deliberately, because of some criticism we had from Alan Bell, I remember, when he was introducing it. I think at the end of an interview I had with you, I said, we'll think of something.
Oh.
This was before the
Yes.
the Act was implemented. So we haven't made a great number of requests, but we do know that individial members of PAG do. But
Okay.
we don't.
You don't as a group. Okay,
No,
I understand.
no.
But so, what's been the big ones that can you remember that have made it there? That it's anything that has changed the way that the Isle of Man's operating or the government's operating because of this ability now to find out information, or potentially to find out information, because they can block it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's within. It's all within the terms of the Act. No, we haven't made any big requests. What do you say, big requests?
Well, just anything that that has come up. I mean, initially there was quite a lot of action on the response page on the website. Now that's slightly changed, because you can still see the departments, but you can't see the companies that government own on that website anymore, and that's interesting in itself. That
yes,
there's been changes.
I've got to make some further inquiries about that and see what the situation is, because if you take a public authority like Manx Radio, although they might be a company that's owned by Treasury, they are a company, but they're still a public authority, and in my opinion they should be publishing any results of a freedom of information request.
I should declare an interest. I've got a request into Manx Radio, and I was looking for the old ones. I couldn't find them. And
Yes,
that's what was
yes.
Because obviously, sometime in the future, the same question could ask again. If you can't refer back, it seems a bit pointless. But there's other companies. I mean, like the flour mills, and there's all those that seem to
That's right.
be now taken off that one place that the government
Yes,
is running.
Yeah.
Is it working anyway? Do you think the Freedom of Information Act is working?
Yes,
for you?
I think, as I said earlier, it's got to be, there's
Yeah.
a period of adjustment. And I think certainly in terms of one big request that we recently made, in terms of the question of redaction, I don't know if you've come across this, where information is released, but certain blocks of the information which is considered by the public authority not to be relevant, that is redacted or blacked out. And
The big censor's pen going through.
that's right. And certain departments don't have the same policy, and I think that's what has got to come in coming years, is that there's got to be a government policy about redaction. For example, I know one local authority in the UK does have a policy which it publishes about redaction alone. So I think that's quite an important thing, because nothing is more frustrated than making a request. It's successful, you read the results, and there's a whole block that's redacted, and there's no reason given as to what portion of the Act that refers to.
Of course, you can put in your request. You can then, if you don't get what you want, you can appeal it, and then you can go to the information officer, can't you? Freedom Information Officer.
Yes.
Who says he hasn't had enough? Well, not enough, but he hasn't had that many people going to him.
I think the sequence should be: make your request. If you're not happy with it, you think there's a weakness in the response you get, you then ask the department or the public authority to review it, and then if you're still not satisfied, you can then go to the Information Commissioner, and that part of it has been very successful.
Okay. Well, all the information's on the government website about wanting to make these requests.
Yes.
And you think overall we're on the right course, do you?
I think we're on the right course, but as I say, we're both, as a public and as a government, we're learning to live with it.